Hello guys, Axel once again, and this is part 3 of my WrestleMania 30 review. So this time around, I'll be talking about The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, the Streak versus the Beast, and of course after that is the Diva Vicky Guerrero Diva match. Eh, oh boy. Anyway, yeah, sorry about that. But first, yes, for this one, I know for The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, yes, there is a controversy that happened here, and I'm just gonna put it, put it out there. The streak is broken. Yes, the streak had finally been broken, and the reaction was for a lot of people were shocking, disappointing, surprisingly, and upsetting. So I'm gonna give you my thoughts about it. So here we go. So the match started, good intro, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. But then when the match started, I don't like to say it. Fortunately, it was a bit too slow. They weren't really doing a lot of moves. I think they were barely doing high flying, and oh boy, yeah, they were just basically doing. They were doing some moves, and of course, most of the time they were just doing their finishers. F5 versus the Tombstone, Last Ride, the the old school. There was even a time when Undertaker was trying to do old school on Brock Lesnar. Then Brock Lesnar countered it by pulling him down, and then you would see Brock Lesnar. He did a first F5 on Undertaker. He got out, and then when Undertaker did the Tombstone, Brock Lesnar got out, and then Brock Lesnar had to do another F5. Undertaker came out, count, kicked out. Same go. Then when Undertaker did the Tombstone, Brock was kicking out. And somewhere in the match, there were Undertaker was doing the Dragon Hold, a submission hold. It's his signature Dragon Hold. And apparently Brock Lesnar was able to pick it up, pick him up, counter it, pick him up, slam him on the ground, and then even goes with Brock Lesnar when he was doing that arm lock that supposed to break people's arm. I forgot what it's called. Sorry, because I'm not really much of an MMA. I mean, Brock Lesnar is doing some MMA because remember the guy for a while went to mixed martial arts. There was some history about it. You can just Google it. So I mean that wasn't bad. You know, mix up your wrestling and your MMA style. You know, some people want to see that. So I mean, it wasn't a total bad match, but it was kind of slow. And I mean, you can't really tell because Undertaker's been doing this since 1990. I mean, his first WrestleMania was in WrestleMania 7 against Jim Snuka. So, I mean, there's a reason why he only wrestles in WrestleMania because the guy, 49 he may be, his body just, I think he just can't take it anymore. You know, I'm sorry, I'm not putting down the Undertaker, but his age just really just show, or his body probably just couldn't take it anymore. That's why the bench was a little bit slow. He's probably trying his best to do the best performance he can, but for a tall guy, and again, probably is running out on empty tank. So again, kind of fortunate, but you know, health always comes first before anything else. Sorry. So almost at the end of the match, Undertaker did the last ride on Brock Lesnar, and he got kicked out. And people were like, "Oh my God, surprise! Man, this is crazy!" And then in the finale, Brock Lesnar did a third F bomb or F5, excuse me, F bomb. I think that's the other one. Excuse me. Okay, sorry. the F5 on the Undertaker. A third F5. And from there, he pinned him. 1, 2, 3. Crowd gets surprised. And finally, the streak was broken. You can see it all in the news. It was in the news media. And now I'm gonna probably give some an opinion. This one about it. It's not, but for the match itself, I give it a 7 out of 10. Just because they're trying to do a good performance to the crowd, but also gotta understand that Undertaker stage is really it's just showing. So it was kind of slowing him down again. If your health, you got concerned about your health, you don't want to be doing this for long. So again, now I'm gonna give basically my thoughts about the streak being broken. All right, what is it a controversy? Yes. Why? Because of all the wrestler to do it, why Brock Lesnar? I mean, I got no problem with the guy, but there are a lot of people who do. Because again, Brock Lesnar is a part-timer in WWE. He's a part-timer. He doesn't show up there every time. Doesn't wrestle. And for a guy that's a part-timer that's not always there, why would he be the one to break the streak? Well, I mean, there should be some more, more better people, I guess. Nothing personal to Brock, but such as, CM Punk. Well, CM Punk, if you didn't know, since Royal Rumble 2014, the guy walked out. So no one even knows what's going on. A lot of wrestlers gave their thoughts. Even Jericho did it on IGN Up and Noon with Greg Miller. He basically said, that was his decision, and this is a common thing in WWE. Is a lot of frustration, I guess, on CM Punk. So, I mean, it would make sense if it was CM Punk. He's one of the favorites. And unfortunately, the guy walked out. Hopefully, in the long run, they'll work something out. Sometimes it happens, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Well, look at what happened to Stone Cold. He walked out at one point, and after a while, they made some compromise deal, and he said, sure. And then he's back again to the WWE. So, or some other wrestlers, I guess. Let's see, maybe Daniel Bryan, or The Shield, or I get somebody new. That's what they're saying. And for Brock, because not a lot of people, even some of my friends said, oh, Brock Lesnar? Really? So, I mean, for me, it's not really a big deal, but especially if you're an Undertaker fan, yeah, it's just, a lot of people just didn't like it. Even Al Savaro from Giant Bomb didn't like it. He was disappointed. So, yeah, well, another question, my hypothesis, why now? Why Brock Lesnar? Well, just like I said before about his old age, I think the guy's just getting old. He just probably wanted to be done. He just doesn't want to wrestle anymore. I don't know. I don't speak for him, but I'm just guessing that he just want to stop. He just want to stop wrestling. Maybe he wants to do something different. Maybe, if CM Punk was there, maybe he'll wrestle CM Punk. Or maybe Kurt Angle, if he still works in WWE. Or someone else. So, we don't know. Maybe Brock was just the guy because he was there and he just wanted to quit. Sometimes, whether you like it or not, sometimes they probably consider more about their health versus the crowd. Nothing personal there. I mean, old age just shows. So, for me, it wasn't so much a controversy, but I know for a lot of Undertaker fans it is. So, I feel for you. And all I can say is, file a complaint to WWE about it. That's all I can say. But that's just my thoughts about it. Again, for the match itself, I gave it. I forgot. Did I give it a 6 or 7? Dang it. Well, I gave it a 7. I guess I'll just 7. Like I said, it's 7. Wasn't really good, kind of slow, but there was a big reason. But one of the interesting one was both of them were breaking out from the submission holds. So again, that's all. That's my thoughts about it. All right, the next one is the Divas match. Yep. After that shocking, I don't think a lot of people were gonna care about this one. And not to be sexist, if I sound like one, I apologize. What do I think about the Divas match? Well, it was really confusing. From what I heard, the rule is the Vicky Guerrero Invitation Divas match is whoever scores a first pin wins. So it was basically AJ versus all the divas, or AJ versus the world because of her, her gimmick. Yeah, it was just really confusing. I didn't even know what was going on. They were doing moves, trading. They were doing moves, and then the next wrestler was doing move, or next diva, I guess. Excuse me. Yeah, it was just really confusing. I didn't know what was going on, and there's really nothing a lot to say about this one. Again, sorry. But the thing that interesting part was that AJ basically pulled an edge. The up, he pulled an opportunity in the end. After everyone's doing their signature move, hitting them in the ground, trying to pin, and the last person, and I think what happened was after, I'm sorry, I can't even remember who's who. But the last wrestler that did a move, I think what happened is AJ attacked that last diva and pinned her 1, 2, 3, and she retained the belt. And then, of course, if you saw Raw, what happened, she lost it. But wow, not surprisingly because of the storyline. So for this one, really, I guess I just have to give it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't really interesting. Kind of confusing what was going on. I don't even know like what's going on. And in the end, oh, AJ took an opportunity, pinned the person 1, 2, 3. He retained the belt. It's ridiculous. I was hoping someone else, but of course someone else did one in Monday Night Raw. But yeah, I mean, I'm not bad. I'm not really putting down the divas, any divas match in WWE, but sometimes it's just, yeah. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut at this point on. But again, the match, the Vicky Guerrero Diva Invitation match, I give it a 5 out of 10. All right, so I'm gonna stop here right now. The next time I'm gonna reviewing is the main event. Oh wait, oh man, you know what I just forgot? Not just the main event. Now it just popped in. John Cena versus the Wyatt family. So those two matches are going to be in the next one. I think that was I forgot, that was somewhere in the middle. Man, that's embarrassing, and it shows why it wasn't even in my head. John Cena not in the main event. Shocking. But yes, the next one I'll be reviewing John Cena versus Bray Wyatt, and the main event Batista versus Orton versus Daniel Bryan, and that one will be long. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys later.